Hey, it's your boy. I'm back with another absolute banger. I've decided it's about that time, right? I want to review a bunch of anime just like in a video essentially when I'm rewatching it or in preparation for like the new episodes or whatever. So I'm starting off with something. So in my last one of my last videos I did like this, I was talking about Demon Slayer season 3, I think is what it is. Yeah, season 3. I want to start with Demon Slayer season 1, then I'm going to do the Mugen Train, then season 2. I want to review all of those, and then I'm going to do Jujutsu Kaisen or something else, and I'll just keep moving on like that. They're not going to be full in depth like deep dives, but it is going to be like more than I mentioned in the previous videos. So, first off, season 1 of Demon Slayer. Man, where do I begin? This is an amazing show right from the beginning. A lot of people like to pretend that it doesn't like hook you pretty fast. I will say I'll be the first one to admit there's kind of a pacing problem in the beginning of the first season. It feels like nothing happens for like 7 episodes, and then it starts all happening, which makes sense. I don't really mind, but like I've noticed people who I've told to watch it get kind of not bored, but they get like tired of watching it before the second half of the season, which I would say arguably is like the best, one of the best parts of the show so far is the like mount. I think it's like Spider Mountain. That's what I'm gonna call it. It's a little Spider Mountain arc, and it's so good. It's got some, just like every other Demon Slayer. It's got some very high peaks. Um, episode 17, episode 12, episode 19. There's a bunch of these episodes that are all very good. Um, and are like episode 19 single-handedly like brought so much attention to Demon Slayer, which it deserved to. It was animated like literally beautifully. The animation is just as good as you would expect from a Demon Slayer season. The fights are great. The villains are good. It's kind of a lot more villain of the week than the newer seasons, which is, to me, I don't really mind because I've watched so much anime that at this point it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like that's fine by me. And there's a whole bunch of other like the water breathing looks beautiful. You meet some of the best characters in the show. Well, some of my favorite. It's super biased because we haven't really seen any of them, but I always love characters like Yu and Shinobu is really cool. I mean, you do actually meet some of the best characters in the show because you meet Inosuke, Zenitsu, Tanjiro, the whole like crew, even Genya, who is in the latest season, and um what's her name? Kanao. I don't remember how to say her name. You meet like all these characters, and you like all of them. The characters are great, as always in Demon Slayer. The story's pretty good. Like I said, simple. Demon Slayer is like does one thing perfectly, and that is simplistic, like a simplistic story that is just so good. Like it is just actually amazing, and they pull it off perfectly. And there's so much else. The music is amazing. Oh my god, yeah, the music is so good. Demon Slayer is really good music, and not many people talk about that. Story's good, like I said. There's some pacing problems. There's like odd episodes that aren't super entertaining. Like they are, I don't want to say bland, but they're kind of just training episodes or like messing around with the boys episodes essentially. They're kind of like filler, but they're not really because it's not like nothing happens. It's usually in Demon Slayer you don't go like more than an episode without some crazy shit happening the next episode. But the first season was a lot less of that, and it was you would have like I remember after the Spider Demon arc, you meet all the Hashira, which are the coolest characters in the show. I won't lie, I think they're my favorites at least personally. You meet all these Hashira. You go you go on this such a cool journey. You meet Muzan. You meet. I think you even see like a glimpse of the upper moons at some point. It's a really cool fight and or a really cool scene. It's just a really good season. Is it the best season ever? No. Is it a very good opening season? Very good. Yeah, I would say it's not maybe not very good, but it's good. Like it's you'll get hooked, especially the first episode. The first episode is so good. It is so shocking when you first see it. And keep in mind, like everyone like acts like, oh well, that's not that surprising for anime. So I'd watched two other anime up to this point. A Silent Voice, which obviously didn't have a shocking introduction really. Well, it kind of did, but it wasn't like like this. And then the second one was Attack on Titan, which also has this shocking first episode. I would say Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer are pretty even in their first episode. I was astonished in the first episode. I was like, what? I was like, what did I just watch? I'm not gonna spoil it in case somebody hasn't watched it, but it is super super good. All of the early season, there's Zenitsu's. So that is one thing. Some people really hate Zenitsu. I'll be completely honest. I don't really hate him. I think he's fun. But once again, that could just be Stockholm syndrome, essentially, from me watching so much anime that at this point the like whiny character is kind of funny sometimes. Actually, I think Zenitsu. To be fair, actually though, I do think Zenitsu is like the only one who I've ever seen who I did actually think was funny sometimes. Um, can't think of another whiny character that I was like, wow, okay, I actually like this character. Like Usopp from One Piece, I fucking hate him so much. I'm so tired of every single fight. He's like, oh, I'm scared. And then he's like, okay, but actually, we're gonna go do it. And then he's like serious for a little bit, and then he's scared again. And I'm like, oh my god, make up your fucking mind. Okay, hate Usopp's maybe an exaggeration because I do like it when he actually does fight. It's very much like Zenitsu, where when he actually does like fight, I'm like, oh my god, this guy's crazy. Except I like Zenitsu a little bit more when he is in scared mode still, because I at least think he's funny when he's scared. Occasionally, and he's just funny in general sometimes. Um, you meet Inosuke, who I love. He's crazy. Absolute wild. I named my cat Tanjiro, so you know how much I love Tanjiro. Tanjiro is amazing. Um, a lot of people really hate on Tanjiro. I really think he is a good main character. He's a just a character you can root for pretty much no matter what he's doing. He's and a lot of people. Oh my god, this is. I'm gonna go into a little rant here. A lot of people like to say Tanjiro shows mercy to the demons that he is like killing. He's like, this is the first time Tanjiro didn't show mercy when he killed this demon. And it's like, you are insane. He literally slaughters every demon. He shows sympathy, which is good. But like, I've seen so many people saying that in the with certain demons. Like for an example, like people are saying that he's gonna kill this demon in season 2, and it's like, or yeah, in the entertainment district arc, and it's like, this is the first demon that Tanjiro didn't feel sympathy for when he was in the fight, like back when I was watching it when it came out weekly. And first of all, that is just wrong. But that argument is so dumb. It's like, he does not show mercy to them at all. He literally kills all of them. Like, he's sympathetic towards them. He's like, oh, I kind of understand your position. I don't want to make it painful if I can't avoid it, essentially. But he only does that with one demon as well. He's usually kind after he treats their bodies like well because he understands, which is fair. But it's not like he's like using that, because there's one scene in season 1 where he does like painlessly kill a demon essentially because it gave up, and he was like, okay, well, I might as well make it feel good as it dies. And everyone acts like that's what he does the whole time. He does not do that. He's much like Ichigo, where I think he is relatively kind to the people he fights still, and he's not like an asshole outwardly to them, but he will kill them. It's like he will kill you if you're not like, he's not gonna hesitate to do that essentially. And he doesn't show mercy. He doesn't like. He's not like Naruto. Okay, well, Naruto's kind of a bad example because I like Naruto and it kind of feels like I'm insulting him. But it's not like Naruto where he like talk no jutsu somebody essentially. In this show, Tanjiro kind of was just like, "Hey, bro, my bad. Like, you gotta go. I hope you find your way. Like, sorry, you're going to hell. That's sorry, bro." And then kills him, and it's like, okay, that's fair enough. Or even when he kills them, he'll like be like, "Hey, don't yell at each other. You're friends, right?" And then they die. It's not like he's not showing mercy. I don't think. I hate that because a lot of people have said that, and it's like you're just actually tripping. He does not. He never shows mercy. He's sympathetic towards them, which I like a lot. He is kind. And a lot of people say he's kind to a fault, and I just disagree. I think he's just just a kind guy, who you can root for pretty easily. What else? Villains, good. Music's amazing. The villain, up lower five, I think is who it is. Rui is like my favorite demon up until, well, okay, it's kind of stupid. My favorite demon until season 2, but he is like an actually really good character. I think he's super interesting, and it's like genuinely tragic, and a lot of people completely overlook it because the episode before. But he has like terrible ending. Well, good ending, but Jesus Christ, man. Um, Music's amazing. Animation, seriously, episode 19, literally the best animation I think there is out there. Uh, Other than a few more Demon Slayer episodes, maybe a Fate episode, maybe some Thousand Year Blood War arc, and maybe some One Piece episodes. Um, Later One Piece episodes. Let me clarify. Uh, because that's like top tier animation. I like, and I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, Mappa as well." I don't think Mappa's up there. Mappa's really good. Don't get me wrong. Like they do some good stuff, but they are not on the levels UFO Table. Uh, I don't know why Studio Parrot, or I don't know how to say, but Studio whatever, the people who make Bleach have like put so much effort into Thousand Year Blood War arc. Like I'm glad they have, because it's my like favorite arc from the show, and it's finally not censored and it looks amazing. I'm like, I guess it's probably just a passion project at this point, actually, to be fair. It's probably like all the people working on it by this point are like grew up watching Bleach and are like, I would love to make this look amazing how it should. And they do that. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. But UFO Table, as always, amazing animation, amazing music. Um, it's just really good. The pacing's great. After a first half, I would say this. Even the first half has decent pacing. It's just like in the middle first half, it kind of slows down, and then after that, it just goes. That's the rest of the show essentially. Um, all that together, I would say puts Demon Slayer season 1 at like a 75 ish, maybe an 80. I think I'll like, if you want a precise rating, it's probably like a 78. You might be like, well, Ryan, that's pretty bad. No, screw you. You're using your school system, the thing that the school taught you, and I refuse to use that because of principle. Actually, no, I just refuse to use it because I think the 50 should mean average, and 100 should be like the best, like perfect, and then like 0 should be like absolutely terrible, unwatchable, or unplayable, or whatever. So 78 is actually pretty good, in my rankings. I obviously my average right now, like as ratings, is probably going to be pretty high because I've pretty much only talked about good things. Maybe I'll throw in a few stinkers that I've watched just to lower the average just terribly. But I would give it like a 78%. Like I said, there's some pacing issues in the first half, or like the first half middle essentially. It's hard to say. Um, and there's like some it's like slow. That is like the one problem with it, I would say. And then it's not like, it's unapologetically simple shonen, which is amazing in my opinion, because I think a lot of shonen tries to take itself way, way, way too seriously. Or way too deep, like trying to make itself way too deep. I would love just for more shows like Demon Slayer where they're just like, yeah, you're just kind of rooting for the main character. He's just running around beating shit up. It's fun. It reminds me a lot of the big three, essentially. Like, even though those have very deep stories, I think that's just because of how long they are. Like, I feel like if you were just looking at like the first arc of Naruto, you would be like, okay, you can kind of see what I'm saying. Yeah, whatever. I'm getting distracted. Once again, 78%. Good show. Do recommend it. And then next we'll talk about Mugen Train, and then Entertainment District arc. Depending on when that's done, I'll probably start either doing Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 and then the movie, or Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. And that's about it. Later.